Charles Oliveira promised his 7-month-old son that he's going to bring the championship back home for him. You've already done it for your daughter. Is this the motivation you need to win the title?
Vai acontecer em nome de Jesus. Pronto pra essa história, tô pronto pra se tornar aí.
It's going to happen in the name of Jesus. I'm ready for this story. I'm ready to make history. Write this down. I'm going to be a champion again.
Do you feel bad that you're going to make him break his promise to his son?
That's why I don't like to promise to my kids those kind of things. He don't have to involve his kids in the professional things. He's gonna have to break his heart.
Ilia's coming in very confident. He's doing interviews with 3 belts. He's saying that your style is easy for him to get a first-round KO. Are you confident that it's going to be a first-round finish?
I'm very, very confident.
Do you think he's coming into this fight too overconfident?
I know he's coming in undefeated. He's coming in with that aura, with that vibe. He is a great fighter, but he's never fought a fighter like me. On the 28th, I'm going to be a champion.
What is it about his style that you think you're going to knock him out?
Because the time that takes me to knock out my opponents is the time that I need to close the distance. So with him, I'm not gonna need to do that because he walks forward. He's gonna stay in the middle of the octagon, and that's why I think that I'm gonna be able to combine my punches and to put him to sleep. I'm gonna finish him in the first 2 or 3 minutes.
Essa é a diferença. Dia 28 vocês vão ver quem é quem.
I had that confidence once when I didn't have a loss. But then you face somebody that's not going to walk backwards. I'm going to push forward. I'm going to walk forward. I'm the problem in this division.
Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira.
Topuria.
Charles is bigger. Charles has kicks, knees, elbows, great jiu-jitsu. But Ilia is just different, brother. This guy is special. And I think he's going to be a world champion at 155. He's going to beat Charles.
As UFC 317 approaches, anticipation is reaching a boiling point. Charles Oliveira and Ilia Topuria are trading final words. Before stepping into the octagon for what promises to be an explosive title clash, Oliveira has vowed to push the pace and meet Topuria head-on, refusing to take a step back. But Topuria is just as confident, if not more. He's boldly predicted that the fight won't last long. According to Topuria, it's going to be fast and violent from the opening bell. He believes his speed and power will overwhelm Oliveira early, forcing him to shoot for a takedown. But Topuria insists it won't make a difference. He's convinced the bout will end within the first few minutes, saying he's simply too sharp, too strong, and too dangerous. He doesn't even expect to close the distance. In his mind, they'll meet in the center of the cage, and that's exactly where he plans to end it.
I think it's gonna be more striking fights. Since the first second he's gonna feel the speed and the power, he's gonna start to look for the takedowns and for the ground game. But I think that it's gonna be very, very quick because I'm gonna finish him in the first 2 or 3 minutes. Because as I told you, as I mentioned, I'm not gonna need to close the distance with him. We're gonna find each other since the first second. So when that happens, I'm too much for my opponents. I'm too good.
On the flip side, Charles Oliveira isn't backing down. He's made it clear that he plans to bring relentless pressure against Ilia Topuria. Oliveira said he's going to march forward from the opening bell and refuses to retreat, no matter what comes his way, calling himself the problem in the lightweight division. Oliveira compared his mindset to that of a lion, fierce, fearless, and ready for war. He's promised fans that whatever Topuria brings, he'll be standing right in front of him, ready to respond.
I had that confidence once when I didn't have a loss. But then you face somebody that's not going to walk backwards. I'm going to push forward. I'm going to walk forward. I'm the problem in this division. I am a lion, and I'm not going to back down. You're going to see this on Saturday on 28th. I'm going to go for it.
Topuria didn't hold back when responding to Charles Oliveira's claims about having superior punching power. He laughed it off as very, very wishful thinking. It's making it clear he's confident in every part of his game. Topuria even challenged Oliveira to test him in any area, whether it's on the feet, the ground, or in the clinch. Boxing, grappling, wrestling, it doesn't matter. Topuria believes he holds the advantage everywhere for him. This isn't just pre-fight trash talk, it's a statement of total dominance. He's sending a clear message. No matter where the fight goes, he expects to win.
He said, we're 2 guys who walk forward and are going to collide anyways, whether it's on the ground or on the feet. And I really believe in the firepower I have in my hands. Now, if he is saying that against a guy that knocked out Max Holloway the way you did, do you think that's a mistake?
That's a very, very wishful thinking, Kevin. That he thinks that he has more like powerful punch than me. That's a very wishful thinking. I challenge him. I challenge him. Like
Yeah.
we can do only separate like a boxing match, a grappling match, a wrestling match. Everywhere I beat him, everywhere, however I want. This is how confident I feel.
Ilia. Topuria acknowledged that Charles Oliveira has proven his toughness in the past, pointing to his ability to rally from adversity against elite opponents like Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, and Michael Chandler. But this time, Topuria believes the outcome will be different. He issued a clear warning: if he lands clean, Oliveira won't recover. Topuria insists his power is on another level, and once he connects, the fight will be finished.
If you look at Charles's most famous fights, right? Dustin, Gaethje, the two Charles, you look and think, man, if I hurt him, I still have to be very, very careful because he always comes back and wins.
If I hurt him, he's not gonna have the chance to come back. Because my power is completely different than the other guys you mentioned before.
Charles Oliveira believes his victory over Ilia Topuria at UFC 317 is destined. While he's noted the lack of respect shown by Topuria during the build-up, Oliveira isn't letting it affect his mindset. His focus remains locked on one thing: getting the win. Whether it comes by knockout, submission, or decision, Oliveira says the outcome is already written. For him, this fight is just another milestone on the path to cementing his legacy.
Do you feel like he's given you that same respect in the lead up to this fight?
No, definitely not. He didn't treat him with the same respect. And I don't know, there's been saying a lot, but the fact of the matter is we're going to find out on June 28th. Everyone knows who the real champion is.
You talk a lot about legacy. You mentioned it multiple times. What is the best way to win this fight for your legacy? Is it to knock out Ilia? Is it to submit him? Is it to dominate him for 5 rounds? What is going to be the best result for Charles Oliveira's legacy?
I just want to win. You know, that it's meant to be. It's already written.
Ilia Topuria opened up about the challenges of cutting to featherweight, calling the process both mentally and physically draining, especially in those final days before wins. Knowing it was his last time making the 145-pound limit only added to the pressure, even before his bout with Max Holloway. Topuria had already made the decision to move up, told his family and team that it would be his final appearance in the featherweight division. After pushing through that final grueling cut, he was ready to turn the page and start a new chapter at 155 pounds.
When you knocked out Max Holloway in October, did you believe that night you were already done with the weight class?
Even before the fight, I was sure that I would leave the division. I already spoke to my family, to my team, and I told to everyone, like, this is the last fight, this is the last weight cut I'm doing. So after this one, we are going to the lightweight division.
Was this last weight cut, was it particularly challenging compared to others, or was it kind of in line with more recent ones?
Always when you have that last miles to run, you are getting like more exhausted, more tired, and that was happening to me in the last weight cut. I knew that it was the last weight cut, so I suffered a lot. But anyways,
Ilia Topuria believes that lightweight is where he truly belongs, without the brutal weight cuts that drained him at featherweight. He says this is the first time he's felt completely sharp, both physically and mentally. In the past, the weight cut left him depleted. But now, he's been able to enjoy the process, train without limits, and perform at his best. Topuria says his power, endurance, and overall performance have all improved at 155 pounds. And while the fighters in this division may be larger, he feels stronger than ever, confident that lightweight is his natural home.
I feel at my 100% because in the past I always had to cut the weight. I always had to suffer mentally, physically, and this time, as I told you, I have been able to enjoy the whole process. I feel at my 100%. My power is at point, my stamina is at point, everything is at point, so I feel very, very powerful at this weight class. Of course, the guys are bigger, but I'm bigger also, and I have more power. Everything I have, it's more in this weight class. Actually, I belong to this weight class naturally.
Arman Tsarukyan has fired back after recent remarks from Ilia Topuria stirred the pot. Topuria had criticized Tsarukyan's decision to serve as the backup fighter for his bout with Charles Oliveira, calling it a poor move. Topuria didn't stop there, he claimed. Tsarukyan wouldn't stand a chance against him and boldly predicted a first-minute finish if they ever shared the octagon. He even shrugged off Tsarukyan's wrestling, expressing total confidence that his own skill set would dominate in every aspect.
The backup fighter for this one is going to be Artem Tsarukyan, right? Or Arman.
That's a bad decision for him. I don't know why he accepted, because you can't come here as a backup fighter. I don't know how long did he train for this fight, but if something happens to anyone, even to me, I think that there's no possibility that something could happen with me. But who knows? No one knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Even with Charles, he would struggle a lot, and with me, there's like he has no chances. Like first round, first minutes of the fight, what he's gonna do? Go for the takedowns.
Arman Tsarukyan didn't hold back in responding to Ilia Topuria's recent comments. In a strong statement, Tsarukyan warned Topuria to hope that nothing happens to Charles Oliveira, because if it did, he believes he'd be Topuria's worst nightmare in the lightweight division. He emphasized that there's a reason Topuria is set to face someone Tsarukyan has already defeated instead of facing him directly for the title. With this, Tsarukyan had made it clear he sees himself as a real threat at the top of the division and believes Topuria hasn't yet been truly tested by elite competition. Quoting Tsarukyan, "You better pray nothing happens to Charles, because I'm the worst possible matchup for you in this division. There's a reason you're fighting the guy I already beat, and not me, for that belt." Topuria didn't stay silent either. He responded to Tsarukyan on social media with a short jab, calling him Needle Leaf. He also dismissed the idea that Tsarukyan deserves a title shot at this stage. Topuria reminded fans that Tsarukyan had already been offered an opportunity but pulled out. And in his view, that means he now has to earn his way back. According to Topuria, Tsarukyan needs a big win before re-entering the title conversation.
There's a lot of guys, but one can think of maybe a guy like Arman Tsarukyan. I know we'll focus on Charles Oliveira, and maybe see a guy like him as a future opponent, maybe the next one for Charles.
Arman, he needs to win also a fight. He had his opportunity to fight for the title. He pulled out for, I don't know for what reasons. So he needs to put his name again in the conversation.
Ilia Topuria doubled down on his stance, insisting that Arman Tsarukyan doesn't deserve an immediate title shot, despite being the official backup for UFC 317. In Topuria's eyes, Tsarukyan had his opportunity, but backed out. And now he needs to prove himself all over again. Topuria even offered a suggestion. If Tsarukyan wants to be in the title conversation, he should first take out someone like Justin Gaethje or Paddy Pimblett. Until then, Topuria doesn't believe Tsarukyan has earned the right to challenge for the belt.
Do you think he should be next in line after this fight? Because obviously he must be stepping in probably to get back in the UFC's good graces after what happened earlier this year.
I wouldn't give him the chance immediately. He needs to win one more fight. He had the opportunity to fight for the title. He pulled out. I don't know for what reasons, but he pulled out. So he needs to win his shot again against, I don't know, someone. There's Justin Gaethje, Paddy Pimblett, many guys in the division that also deserve the shot. So they need to fight in between each other.
Meanwhile, Justin Gaethje is keeping a close eye on UFC 317. He's made it clear that he's only coming back for a title shot. He's targeting the winner of Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. Gaethje confirmed he'll be in attendance on June 28th to watch it all unfold live. However, Gaethje didn't hold back when reacting to Topuria's recent talk about moving up to welterweight. He called the idea stupid and questioned the logic behind it. While Gaethje admitted he doesn't waste energy worrying about things outside his control, like Topuria possibly chasing Islam Makhachev at 170, he still believes the move makes little sense at this stage.
In terms of your own career, where are we at right now? Because the last time we heard from you...
I'm waiting for the winner of Ilia and Charles. They fight next week, June 28th. I'll be there. that's who I want to fight.
And I've been interviewing you for about 10 years now. I think I kind of know your answer, but Ilia is saying if Islam wins, he's going to push to go up to welterweight after that. So
I can't control any of that, so I don't spend no energy on it. But
Justin Githka also weighed in on the topic of retirement, admitting that his future depends largely on how he feels in the moment. He acknowledged that MMA is an emotional sport. Sometimes his comments reflect that intensity. Still, Gethia made one thing very clear: he does intend to fight again, but only if it's for the title. For him, the only bout that matters now is one against the reigning champion.
Do you think maybe him versus Justin Gaethje, and then the winner fights the winner of your fight?
Yeah, him versus Justin Gaethje, because I think he's gonna beat him easily.
You think Paddy beats him easily?
Yeah.
And then you guys
because of the style. It's not like I don't like Justin Gaethje. I'm actually a huge fan of all of his fights. I enjoy a lot watching him fight. He's those guys that takes a lot of punches and throws a lot of punches. I love to watch him fight. But I think that Paddy could get that win easily because of the style.
UFC Hall of Famer Michael Bisping has shown admiration for Charles Oliveira's relentless forward pressure style, but he also issued a word of caution. According to Bisping, Oliveira's aggressive approach, while exciting, often comes at the cost of defense. He warned that this could be a dangerous strategy against someone like Ilia Topuria, whose crisp and powerful striking could exploit those openings. In Bisping's view, if Oliveira pushes forward recklessly, he may walk straight into serious trouble.
Of course, Charles "Du Bronx" Oliveira is an exciting fighter, and he is one of the best in the division and one of the most exciting. But it's the exciting style that he has that would give me cause for concern if I was coaching Charles "Du Bronx" Oliveira. The way that he walks forward like a buzzsaw with reckless abandon, the not giving a damn attitude, it's beautiful to watch. It's very, very entertaining. Nobody will be booing when Charles Oliveira fights, okay? But it's that reckless style that might get him clipped. Charles Oliveira, as we know, he's got the most bonuses, most finishes, most 5 minutes later, right? The man's excitement personified, but he takes a lot of...
Michael Bisping also highlighted Ilia Topuria's impressive defensive skills, sharp footwork, and knockout power as major threats to Charles Oliveira. He noted that Oliveira's aggressive forward pressure often comes with his chin exposed, a risky habit against a technical striker like Topuria. Bisping cautioned that if Oliveira doesn't tighten up defensively, he could walk right into a perfectly timed shot, and that might be all it takes for Topuria to end the fight.
Ilia Topuria, on the flip side, he's clean, he's composed, he's calm, he's in the moment, the hands are high, the base is low, the head is moving constantly, and he's looking at his opponent. He's tracking him down across the octagon. He's using the feet to corral him against the fence. He's looking for openings, and then he explodes. And when he explodes, we know he's got big power. He might explode the chin of Charles Oliveira. Whereas Charles Oliveira, on the flip side, with the shooter box style, he's walking forward, the head's on a straight line, and the chin's a little up. He's throwing knees, he's throwing elbows, he's throwing everything but the kitchen sink, and we absolutely love it. But that's got him in trouble.
Beneil Dariush has thrown his support behind Ilia Topuria ahead of UFC 317, picking him to come out on top against Charles Oliveira. Dariush highlighted Topuria's explosive power and well-rounded wrestling as major advantages going into the matchup. He suggested the bout could ultimately be decided on the ground. And in that department, Dariush believes Topuria holds the upper hand.
I lean towards Ilia, but it ain't by much, man. It's just a little bit. I think Charles has a really good chance with his power, with his fakes, with, you know, if he uses his full arsenal, he's a very difficult guy to deal with.
So why do you lean Ilia? What's the kind of thing that's tipping you over the edge there?
I would say Ilia's got great power, and I think wrestling-wise, I would probably say Ilia is probably the better wrestler. So I think that's where this fight could be decided, who the better grappler.
Curtis Blades is siding with Charles Oliveira ahead of UFC 317. He's predicting that the former champ will get the win over Ilia Topuria. Blades pointed to Oliveira's striking arsenal and elite-level grappling as challenges Topuria has yet to face in his career. He emphasized that Oliveira's dangerous submission game, combined with his experience in high-pressure bouts, gives him a significant edge. Blades added that since Oliveira won't have to worry about defending takedowns in this fight, he'll be free to focus on striking, and with that, he sees a possible finish coming by the third round.
Oliveira, just because I believe he has the hands and the grappling, he presents more issues than I think any of Ilia's past opponents. He's had a great run, but he hasn't faced a grappler who's as dangerous as Oliveira. And I just think Oliveira being able to pressure and to pretty much not have to worry about takedowns will open up his hands more. I think he'll be able to stop him on the feet.
Jorge Masvidal had high praise for Ilia Topuria ahead of UFC 317, describing him as a rare and exceptional talent. Masvidal shared that even years ago, during their training sessions, he could see that Topuria had the makings of a future world champion, while Masvidal acknowledged Charles Oliveira's size, dangerous striking tools, and elite jiu-jitsu. He believes Topuria is simply operating on another level. He highlighted that there's something special about Ilia, is something that separates him from the rest of the division. Masvidal is confident that Topuria will find a way to get past Oliveira and leave UFC 317 with the lightweight belt around his waist.
Topuria a long time. Maybe I know Topuria 5-6 years, and I've always said Topuria will be a world champion. So at the time, I'm like number 3 in the world at 170, number 2 in the world at 170, you know, and me and Ilia are working out. He was always very respectful, never throwing his hardest, but I could just feel, you know, I blocked the shot, and boom, boom, and I go. And I told him after, first time we trained, I go, brother, God willing, you will be champion, brother. Because Ilia's 1 out of 10,000. I've trained with everybody. Hey, say their name. I've trained with everybody, brother. This guy's special. And I think he's going to be a world champion at 155. He's going to beat Charles, man. He's going to find a way to beat him. Charles is bigger. Charles has kicks, knees, elbows, great jiu-jitsu, good wrestling. Skill everywhere, Charles is good. But Ilia is just different, brother. This guy's...
Rafael Fiziev offered a candid take on Ilia Topuria as he prepares to make his lightweight debut at UFC 317. While Fiziev praised Topuria's sharp boxing and knockout power shown at featherweight, he raised a key concern: how well Topuria will handle the size and strength of fighters at 155 pounds. Fiziev pointed out that Topuria is noticeably smaller than opponents like Charles Oliveira, and reminded fans that lightweight is one of the most stacked and unforgiving divisions in the UFC for him. The biggest question is whether Topuria can adapt to the physicality and elite-level competition of the weight class.
Ilia Topuria, he's a little smaller against, I think he's a little smaller against Charles, but he also has crazy hands, beautiful boxing, strong hands. Featherweight is featherweight, they're dangerous, but honestly lightweight is the craziest, hardest division in the UFC. This is challenge for him. Now we see how he adapt for that, you know, because featherweight is not lightweight. Lightweight is big.
With UFC 317 just around the corner, all eyes are locked on Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira. Both fighters are brimming with confidence and ready to make a statement. Whether the action ends early or turns into a 5-round war, one thing is clear: this fight will have a major impact on the future of the lightweight division. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the post-fight breakdowns, reactions, and all the fallout from this epic showdown.